Alden, what's going on, girl?
Nothing much. What's up with you?
Just having a good time getting to really reconnect and see what you've been up to.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while.
Alden, I feel like
Lots
it's
of things going
been
on.
almost a decade since I've seen you. I know it hasn't been a decade, but it feels
Yeah,
from going to like seeing you like 3 to 4 times a week of
I
like
know. Yeah.
training and then you moving and becoming a professional the way you
Yeah.
are. I feel like it's just not
Probably
right.
has been actually like a year and a half.
Yeah, you randomly, I think, when did you randomly come in that one time
Randomly
to come
came
work
in
out?
one time like during Christmas or
Yeah,
something.
love it. So for the people that don't know, Alden, when I met you your sophomore year of high school, your junior year,
Probably a sophomore, yeah. It was
sophomore.
it was when Coach Matt Mary at Camp Gladiator he couldn't teach us or do our session one day. So he was like,
Yeah.
oh, Cody's gonna do it. And you made us do like 75-pound kettlebell swings, and Ann and I were like, this guy can't be doing it with this guy.
And then 8 years later, we're still
Yeah.
still rolling. Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah. So that was I remember that like that was yesterday walking in. I think it was like kettlebell swings and like assault bike.
Yeah, it was
Some
assault bike. The assault bike was really got me. I was like, I cannot do this again. I
yes.
will not
And we're
work out with
like,
Cody anymore.
oh my
And that
goodness.
didn't go very well.
Yeah. Side note, did Ann just get married?
Yes, she did.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was. I bawled my eyes out standing up there.
Yeah.
It was like great. It was super small ceremony, like really intimate and in Banff. It was beautiful. It was awesome.
No way. They got married up there.
So it was just wedding party and family. That's it.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
awesome.
How did they pick that spot?
So you probably don't know this, but Anne and I used to. So her grandparents had a condo up there.
Okay.
So we used to go like every year and go skiing up there and stuff when we were little.
Oh, that I've almost known you for 10 years and I did not know that.
I know, yeah. It's kind of crazy.
That is wild. Look, and since Ann dropped off of social media and I don't ever
Mm-hmm.
get to really see her anymore, I had no idea she was about to get married. And then I saw your,
Yeah,
Instagram. And I'm like, wait, is that the same Ann that I know got
yeah.
married up there?
I
Because I
know.
think
She's kind of like off the grid and then she just pops up on other people's stuff.
I know, but look, I'm kind of jealous of that way. I wish I could just be off of the grid and not necessarily
Yeah,
worry about it, but like be off the grid and not care
yeah.
and not go into the drawn part of social media. But honestly, I love it so much. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, you have good posts. You have good content.
Well, thank you.
I
Try and
appreciate the like casual vibe of it, you know? It's just like,
that look, that is all that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show people, not show people, whoever is watching, just the realness of everyday
yeah,
people.
yeah.
And I was watching one. There's this one guy the other day. Have you ever seen on Instagram? I think it's called Hub's Life. He literally just does a
No.
9 to 5 job. He just films himself 9 to 5. Well,
Okay, yeah.
he got his first big ad, and like he quit his job and tried to do social media full time. And people are like, "No, we're
Yeah.
unfollowing you because you're not doing what we want
Look,
you to
this is
do."
the content we wanted was 9 to 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's like a whole subset of like influencers that just like come to work with me and this is what I do after work and this is how I get ready for work and it's like just so normal, mundane stuff.
it's
People
so
love it.
cool. People can make a living just doing that.
I know. It's crazy.
I love it. Okay, so going back, we started training. You were in high school, and then I can't remember. So how did me and you really start training where it was just me and you, and then Ann kind of like left because for a while it was all three of us, and
Yeah.
then y'all graduate at the same time, right?
We did graduate at the same time, yeah.
Okay, so did she just went a different direction and me and you stayed because then that's when you went to LSU?
Yeah, basically I
Got
think
it.
whenever you left D1, or was that you were at D1
She was
through our
she was
whole
there.
college
Yeah, she was
or high
there
school?
hit or miss at D1. She would just like
Yeah.
come during the holidays and jump in with you. But yeah, I was with you at D1 all the way through LSU.
Yeah, I don't really remember why Anne stopped going, actually, but
Probably because you,
I kept going because I needed to go.
yeah.
So,
No, that yeah, because I was trying to remember because for a while it was all three of us going
Yeah.
through having a great time working out and so forth. So,
Yeah. I think
all
she
right,
just
so
got really
when
busy with like other
yeah,
stuff.
I mean, because she was at Auburn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So going back to your journey, for people that don't know, you were a high level D1 golfer at LSU. Yeah, you're taking that title, whether you like it or not. You so how does that look going back to your high school life at Loyola?
Yeah.
Like looking back, reminiscing over that, how does one go from high school to a big D1 playing golf?
Yeah. You mean like how was the transition
Yeah.
to
Yeah, yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to Loyola, super small private school, and then I just kind of showed up at LSU, and it's obviously quite a different vibe. But I would say like my world didn't feel that much different. Like my routine didn't change much because like in high school, I'd go to class and then I'd go to the golf course for the rest of the day, and then I'd work out, and then I'd go home, do my homework, and go to sleep. That's pretty much what I did in college. So
Nice.
it didn't really change much at all. I feel like it's a big change for people when, like, I don't know what other kind of sport. I think golf is just one of those sports where you kind of have to, it's a lot of time dedicated to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, maybe others, I've never done another sport like seriously, but I think it's a big change for people when the time aspect of like college athletics seems like a lot because you really don't have very much free time at all. Like, but I never really had very much free time, so it really wasn't that much of a,
So you
adjustment.
were taking it serious for the ones that don't, you were taking it serious in high school. Like you were, like you
Yeah.
said, you were waking up, you were going to school, you were going to class, and then after school, you were hitting, you were you at David Tom's at that point? Was
Mhm.
that open? Okay. So
Yeah.
you would go to David Tom's, you would work on, stuff there. Were you at Southern Trace?
Yes. Yes.
So anyway,
So
so you would be going back and
I would go to
you
David Tom's after
yeah.
school
Okay.
until it got dark, unless we had a workout, and then I would go work out and then go to David Tom's until it was dark.
Gotcha.
And then
Yeah,
I
so
would go
you
to Southern
were
Trace and play on the weekend.
gotcha. So you were taking golf pretty serious as a high school athlete and I guess in that amateur level of it just wasn't necessarily I was good at it, but also it's a hobby. You were
Yeah.
starting to put the discipline down of no, I want this to look almost as professional as I can. So when I
Mm-hmm.
go to that next level, I don't have to change. And then at that level, we tweak a little bit. And then if I make it to the LPGA, I don't necessarily have to tweak so much stuff because I've already set the foundation
Yeah.
through high school.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was always, my goal was to play professional golf. So I kind of, yeah, exactly. Like treated it like I was playing professional golf when I was like 15.
That's
So
incredible.
then,
That's a
yeah.
great mindset to have that I think a lot of our athletes are missing, especially at that
Mm-hmm.
age right now.
Yeah.
They're just doing it maybe because a friend wants to and they're happen to be
Mm-hmm.
good,
Yeah.
or they're doing it because mom and dad still want me to do it, and this is what I've known. Especially golf,
Yeah.
it's such an individualized sport
Yeah. It can
that,
be for sure kind of lonely
oh yeah,
sometimes.
do what?
It can be kind of lonely sometimes, especially like when you're in high school. And the tough thing I think for people like I wanted to do it. So it was never like my parents pushing me to do anything with it or like it just internally wanted to be like great at it. And so missing like, homecoming or not sleeping over at a friend's house or like doing whatever, I didn't care about that. But I think that's like kind of weird. Like I think most people would care about missing homecoming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
But also it shows like you said you had a vision and you that's what you wanted to do and you were willing to sacrifice at that time to try to make that, vision a reality for you.
yeah, definitely.
And that I mean, that's kudos to even thinking like that because like you're fresh off of how long have you been out of LSU?
2 years?
2 years. So yeah, you're like super fresh out of the NIL world.
Yeah.
And so like thinking back now, put yourself back in high school because in Louisiana, high school athletes they can have an NIL deal and go through. How how would an NIL deal have changed you in high school And maybe what do you think that would have opened some more doors for you if you would have been able to do that?
That's a good question. I think I don't know if it necessarily would have opened more doors for me. I think I just
Would it have allowed you to play more outside of Louisiana and maybe the South to get more exposure?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Because I feel like, especially in golf, if you're really good, then like, yeah, you travel all over the place. So I was going to California and, like the East
You
Coast
were
and
you
Florida and
you were all
everywhere.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, like, so I feel like I did that anyway.
Okay.
And I feel like I was in a very fortunate position where like I didn't really have to worry about the expense aspect of it because my parents were always very supportive but I feel like if I wasn't like if I there are people that I know that like had struggled to like even if they got into one of those prestigious tournaments in Chicago or whatever, it's like, well that's great, but I can't spend $400 on a plane ticket and,
Yeah.
$500 on a hotel and whatever. So like that's definitely beneficial for a lot of people now, but I don't think it necessarily would have helped me very much individually. If that makes sense.
So what does unfold what a week looks like getting ready in high school, like a big high school athlete, golf? What does a week look like going into one of those high tournaments?
Yeah, so I think there are a few things I would do differently now, obviously, than I did when I was 15, 16.
Yeah.
Like, say, tournaments in high school when you're a junior golfer are usually like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
So you'd leave on like a Wednesday night, practice around Thursday, play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go home. So then probably I guess that whole like Sunday through Wednesday when you're getting ready to go, I did a lot of like technical practice, like making sure that my swing felt really good and making sure like my confidence was good. So I'd do a lot of like, because I always got my confidence from my ball striking. That was like what I was best at. So like I like to just hit a ton of balls going into it. And obviously there's like that training aspect where I maybe wouldn't lift as much weight. We'd be doing more like volume and explosiveness type stuff. And then trying to sleep as much as I could sleep. I think looking back, I probably would not have done any technique stuff going into a tournament and just gone and played a bunch. But
Okay, so you would have just gone and got some experience and not necessarily worry
yeah,
about the technical aspect of what you're going
right,
into. Okay.
right, yeah. But
Whoa, that is a big difference because
yeah,
those are two big things of so you would have just Wednesday traveled, Thursday got there and wanted to really just get on the course, see what the course is and get that experience of playing and
yeah.
not necessarily almost
Worry
wear
about
yourself
like
out
where the
worry
club is at the top and where is my left shoulder and like I've realized over time like your swing's never really going to be exactly where you want it to be. So you have to
Mhm.
play with what you have. And
So,
I was not very good at that when I was younger. So,
so you were a very technical player.
yeah, very, very
Yeah,
technical.
I got you. How hard was it in high school, and we'll get to college in a minute. How hard was it to keep your, like, grades traveling that much? Because I mean, what are you doing, like, a half a day of school on Wednesday?
My senior year, oh, you mean like whenever when
Yeah,
I would travel?
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Like leave at
So
lunch or
you're going to
whatever.
school Monday, Tuesday, like, half day Wednesday, you're gone Thursday or you're gone
Thursday,
most of
Friday.
Wednesday, and then Thursday and
Yeah.
Friday. So you gotta be on top of some stuff with your teachers.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think just always being aware of like communicating it to them early in
Yeah.
advance, being like, hey, I have this really important tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. Is there anything I need to do before I leave? And then I think a lot of people make the mistake of like, can I take the test when I get back on Monday or whatever? It's, yeah, that's probably not a good plan. You probably need to take care of all of that before you leave. And then when you get there, you can just focus on what you're there for. I think
Yeah,
like,
you don't wanna be worrying about AP biology while you're trying to sink a 3-foot
no.
putt trying to win a tournament.
Yeah, I've never been like a super, I don't love school. Like, I've never been someone that, if the due date is on the 10th, I'm probably going to do it on the 9th. But like, I would
That's
just
wild.
treat those tournament weeks as like, say the due date's on the 17th or the 14th or whatever, and I'm leaving, which is a Friday, and I'm leaving on the 12th. The 12th is my new due date, you know?
I got you.
So even though I'm not really taking more time to do it, I was making
Yeah.
sure it was done before I left, you know?
Yeah, that's good. especially for high school kids, like you said. I mean, that's normal for high school kids. You're like, all right, teacher gives you the due date of the
Yeah.
10th. You're like, no, I'm going to do it. It may be the 10th at midnight
Yeah.
that you're starting to
Right.
do it and then getting it turned in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that transition like in college?
Definitely a lot more planning. No
Are
more
you are
doing
you still
stuff the day
leaving on
before.
like a Wednesday?
No.
No.
So tournaments in college, for whatever reason, are normally like in the middle of the week. So
Okay.
essentially, you're missing like the whole week of school because our travel days, we wouldn't really like go to class in the morning and then leave. Like you'd leave early in the morning, so you'd miss that whole day of school. Get there, go to the golf course, chip and putt, go eat dinner, go to the hotel, and then the next day you play practice round, and then tournament starts. You're kind of it took a lot more planning, a lot more like, okay, and you had more going on, and it's just more work, right? Like than in high school. It's not like, hey, write this 2-page paper on this book. It's like, write a 10-page, compare and contrast this
Yeah.
whatever. And so you kind of have to do like more of a little bit every day to make sure it's
And
done before.
correct me if I'm wrong, you play in the fall. There's a fall season and a spring
Yeah,
season for golf, right? Yeah. I don't think a lot of people
yeah.
know that about college golf or collegiate golf
hmm
that you play in the fall and the spring.
Yeah, so generally you'd have like 4 tournaments in the spring. So they're a little more spread out. And you'd have like, I don't know, one a month or maybe 2 in October or whatever.
Mhm.
And then you'd have a little break, November, December break. You'd play tournaments on your own in December. But then you come back in January and you play 7 or 8 tournaments in the spring. So that was a lot more travel than the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're leaving, you're probably getting back, doing laundry, getting a day, and then probably getting back on the plane and then going out again.
Pretty much, yeah. Sometimes you'd go like from, say we had a tournament in Florida and then we had a tournament in South Carolina, and sometimes we'd go to Florida, not even go home and just go
And then
straight to, yeah.
wow, yeah, you're so everyone listening, if you want this life, you're gonna have to get really good at logistics and planning ahead
Yeah.
because there's not too many high school kids that I know right now that can plan 2 to 3 weeks of wardrobe out for sporting events at that
Yeah.
to be able to travel like that. So I
Yeah.
get that's pretty cool that you already had that dialed in through high school, getting into college and stuff. At LSU,
Yeah,
did y'all have someone that helped y'all with like player logistics of reminding y'all, you need this, you
definitely.
need that, like checklist for travel and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I think depends on what sport you play, but like, football, baseball, they get a little more help than golf does, but we definitely had like every tournament we had an itinerary, and we had like this is what you need to pack, these are what we're wearing on these days and whatever, and then we had an academic advisor that would just make sure before we left, hey, did you do this? Did you talk to this teacher? Or you have an exam on this day? Did you make sure you rescheduled that? Whatever. So there's definitely like help, but I would say you don't want to be the person on the team that needs the help. You
Help,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you want to be like, yep, I already did that.
Yeah. You wanna be the one that looks like they know what they got going on.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be texting your academic advisor before you leave the night before, being like, hey, wait, I forgot. What professor was I supposed to email the
Uh-huh. But
travel
let's be
list
honest,
to?
there's always somebody on the team that once you get there, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot my pants. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I forgot that. I forgot that polo." So like in golf, if
Yeah.
something like that happens, so what happens? The alternate's got to give it up.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I mean, I remember one girl left her shoes one time, and like we were just like, well, you'll have to play in tennis shoes then. Good luck. Like you just
Yeah,
basically, if you slip and you hit a terrible shot in the water, like just know
that's
you
your
cost all of us a shot. Like that's your
man.
punishment.
So explain to
And
everybody once you get to a tournament in college, is that me or is that you?
that was the office phone.
How does a tournament work? Because you have a team there that's participating in the tournament, but you also have individuals. Are individuals trying to win the tournament, or is it just the team winning the tournament?
Yeah, no, so it's kind of interesting. Every team will bring 5 players. And so so you have like 12 teams at a tournament. So every team has 5 players. Actually, let's make it simpler because I'm not good at math. We have 10 teams. Everybody brings 5 players. So we've got 50 players total. 4 scores from each day count towards the total team score. And it doesn't have to be the same 4 players every day. You have a different drop score every day. So that's how team scoring works. And then separate from that, your score as an individual counts for your individual score every day. So like you could have a dropped score from the team, but that still counts for you, like where you are on the individual leaderboard.
You got 2 different leaderboards running for
Yeah.
team leaderboard and individual leaderboard where it's at.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you get if you win as an individual? A congratulations and a trophy?
You get a little trophy and you go, cool, woo, and then you go home and you try to win the next one.
So they're not allowed to, like, even now in today's age, like they can't pay a player for winning right now? Okay.
No.
Man.
Mm-mm.
That's rough right there.
But, you know, if you're winning all the time, you're probably going to get more sponsorships than someone who's getting last place. So
that's true. What type of sponsorships are going out right now for in the golf world in college?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the like men's side, but
we don't care about them anyway.
They're overrated. Yeah. The Bank of America does a lot of like golf sponsorships for whatever reason. I think they're partnered with the PGA, so they do a lot of like golf sponsorships and do like commercials and stuff. And then Nike has done a couple with some female golfers. Beats headphones did one with some of the Stanford girls. I mean, like pretty much anything you can think of that like you want to. Anything and everything is up for grabs.
Can you? I don't know if it's gotten this far. That's why I'm picking your brain on this. Like in golf, when you're wearing your polo and stuff, can you have advertisements on the polo now, or is it just your school?
It's just your school.
That's what. Okay, because I haven't seen. Not that I can remember. I haven't seen like football jerseys throw a logo or a different thing on there yet for sponsors. So I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because that's like, you can have individual sponsorship, but that would be more of a team sponsorship, you know? So it's a little different.
All right. So you crushed high school golf. You got into college, had some great times. Transitioning out of college, how in the world are you a business owner now?
Yeah.
And so business owner, and now your main thing is helping the next generation with their golf game? All right, so give us the rundown on where you are now and like what is your business looking like?
Yeah, so I am at Houston, Texas, a place called Hal Sutton Golf Academy. It's kind of like northwest Houston. It's an indoor facility. We have like 2 simulator bays dedicated just for teaching, and then we have 4 like in the back we have a couple of members and things like you can come and practice in the bays in the back. So
are y'all attached to a country club?
No, we're not. That's pretty much the whole thing, is just this building. And like in June, I gave about 139 lessons. So yeah, it's a lot, but it's great. Like I really, really am enjoying what I'm doing now. Much more I think than I would have enjoyed playing. Because
really?
Yeah, I think it's much more fulfilling, you know? I think it's like, especially to the juniors, like when I have a junior come in and they start taking lessons and you can see kind of like under 18, sorry.
Oh, so anybody under 18 is considered a junior in the golf world?
Gotcha. They come in and they're like, I want to make my high school team, you know, and they like don't know how to hold the club, right? And then you start to like develop those like fundamental skills, and like they start to hit it in the air, and they start to like be able to do what they want with the golf ball, and like it's just cool, you know? It's like, wow, I helped them do that, you know?
Heck, you start, I mean, you're like an artist, and you start, and they're your canvas, and you start carving things out and or painting and that type of thing, and then like all of a sudden you're like, we got something here.
Yeah. There's one guy I teach who he started with me in January, and he was like a 12 handicap. He comes every single week, and he is a 3 handicap now. And we played with him the other day, me and my business partner, and he hit this 1-9 iron to like 10 feet. And I was like, I did that. That's pretty cool.
Those were the lessons. Yes, I did that for you. Give me the credit.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so in Houston, you do all age range?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
because we all know golf can, you can play golf into your 90s if you want to.
Yeah. So I think my youngest that I have in a private lesson is 6, and then my oldest is probably like 86. Like, yeah, anywhere in between.
Anywhere in between. And you take, like you just already said, starting off, you don't even know how to hold a golf club, to have you got into, like some big amateurs or even lower level pro circuit people come in wanting to get some
Yeah.
tune ups and that type of stuff?
Yeah, for sure. There's a girl who is from here, Sophia Elistad. She's going to play golf at Oklahoma State in the fall.
Nice.
So I've
Okay.
worked a little bit with her, and we work a lot actually like on the course. So she's a member of a course around here, so I'll go out and play with her, and like we talk a lot about course management and mindset and stuff like that. But and then we've tweaked a couple things here and there in the swing. But yeah, it's
Sweet. So
fun to work
you're,
with those players too.
yeah, that's fun. I remember going through some mental things, with us talking just in the weight room and
Yeah.
helping going through. So that's fun that you're getting to go back on the course with someone
Mhm.
and work through, like, hey, what are you thinking right here? Well, why are you thinking that type of mental stuff? Because that
Yeah.
look, the psychology part of all sports now should be taken super serious, because
But yeah.
if you can't get your mind wrapped around some of the things, I mean, you're gonna get
Mhm.
unraveled real fast,
Oh
especially
yeah.
especially in golf. Like, the closer you get to that green, you just feel the pressure of trying to make a putt.
Yeah.
And if you can't, let's be honest, you're not gonna be going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely. Like I work a lot with we've heard a lot of players just about like trying to separate your mental well-being from your golf game,
Yeah.
because I think that's like a big thing in all sports is like you can get very attached to outcomes. Like if it doesn't turn out, like if you shoot 90 in a tournament and you're, at a higher level, so you want to shoot like 70, like that can make you feel pretty horrible about yourself. But it shouldn't, right? Because it's just
Yeah.
golf.
Yeah.
So Scotty Scheffler gave a really good interview the other day. I don't know if you've
I
seen
was
it,
just
but you
I was
should.
just about to ask you about old Scotty
Yeah,
and that conversation. Yeah, I'm so glad you brought
yeah,
that up.
yeah. I thought that was so good. I sent that to a bunch of people. Like, just like, I remember talking about that with my roommate sophomore year of college when we started to really like win a lot as a team. And we were like, it's kind of weird. Like, winning doesn't make you feel any different. Like, it's fun, like it's awesome. But like, then you just kind of go home and you start over. And it's not, like, he's right, it's not fulfilling at all, like, to play good golf. It's just fun. It's more fun to play good golf than bad golf, but it's
I
not any
would
more fulfilling.
venture to say a lot of those guys at that level winning, don't get me wrong, winning is amazing. The purse that they win, not the physical
Yeah.
purse, but like the money that they bring in.
Yeah, yeah.
I would venture to say those guys would have 100 times more fun going to play with their friends on a Friday, Saturday, and just talking trash to them on a golf course than they would at, the US Open.
Yeah.
Like, I think they'd probably get more fulfilled of going out there and bringing their 3 best
But
friends to
yeah.
go play a round of golf with them and talking trash and just having fun on the golf course than trying to go win the Masters, or go win the US Open, or go win such and such tournament. Because like you said, yeah, you hold the trophy, you get 10 minutes, and then
Mm-hmm.
your son or your daughter comes up to you, or your wife is like, all right, what do you want to go eat?
Right.
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
like the world doesn't stop. The
Yeah.
world, like,
You still live in life. It's the
yeah, I
same.
mean, my kids have taught me a lot of that. Like, we'll be doing something and some big accomplishment happens, and they're like, hey, yeah, I know, but like, what are we having for dinner? Like, are we doing Chick-fil-A tonight, or are we going
Yeah.
somewhere else? And I'm like,
Right.
no, that's what matters. Like, where are
Yeah.
they at? Where's my family at? Where's my relationship with these people at?
Mm-hmm.
So for him coming out to say a lot of that, I know he probably on the surface got a lot of hate on it, but probably behind
Yeah.
the scenes, people are probably like, hey, I really appreciate you saying some of that stuff.
Yeah, Xander Schauffele had kind of a similar thing. I saw all the comments were like, all these players are trying to out nonchalant each other these days. But Xander Schauffele came out and somebody asked him, like, where he keeps his trophies. And he was like, I don't know where they are. And the guy was like, what do you mean? He was like, I mean, what am I going to do with it? Like, put it on my wall and, like, in my house and be like, wow, look how great I am. Who cares? I don't know. They're in my basement or something. I don't know. And
A lot of them go to their parents' house
yeah,
because it's more like a keepsake for their parents than even like them. Because
yeah,
because they got little kids in their house. Like, you don't want the stuff to get
Yeah.
destroyed, but you never know,
Right.
your 4-year-old might go get your, US Open trophy and go
Right.
throw it in the pool.
Yeah. I all my trophies are at my parents' house,
Yeah.
and I don't ever think about them except for right now.
Yeah, they just collect. At the end of the day, they collect dust,
Yeah.
and they're fun stories. They're great stories, super
Yeah.
fun stories. But and we all aim for those big accomplishments. But the better stories and the better things come when you don't win.
Yeah.
And the lessons you learn on, Thursday when you shot your 85 and you're like,
Mhm.
how am I going to make this comeback? And then you go shoot
Right.
68, 67, 70, and you're like, oh, I can do this. We can get past the mental barrier that has been, there. And then you start working on that consistency, and then you look up and you do win. And you're like, well, how did
Yeah.
that happen? Well, funny
Right.
story. It goes back to this, 87 I shot 2 months ago to get me to this
Right.
point.
Yeah, for sure. I think too, like, there's a lot of being like a golf coach now. Like I saw it when I was playing, but being a coach now, you're like I'm not just working with junior golfers. I'm kind of working with their parents too, and I
Yeah.
think the parent side of things is like just what we're talking about. I think is why it's so important to like if your son or daughter shoots 85, you can't be talking to them about like what the heck were you thinking over this shot and when you hit it in the water on this hole and that was so like we need to go see your coach next week and fix this and this. It's like much more important just to be like you said, like get in the car and be like, all right, so what are we doing for dinner, and just brush it off, because that's where you learn that like my worth comes from having a good round versus a bad round, or like, oh, actually it doesn't matter because my parents are still there to chill and hang out with me and love on me and support me if I shoot 85 or 65. You know?
Absolutely. And that's what I was talking to my buddies yesterday. We were doing a podcast, and it was more about the baseball side. And I was telling them, I was like, man, parents need to do a whole lot better job of protecting their kids in sports
Yeah.
and showing them, like, yeah, their worth is not wrapped up in this game that we play. Like, at the end of the day, these are games that should be enjoyed and lessons should be taught, but your worth should not be in this thing of,
Yeah.
a good round or a bad round, or I went 3 for 4 at the plate, or I went 0 for
Mm-hmm.
3 with 3 strikeouts. Like,
Right.
all of that, we should be able to be a little more consistent throughout the whole thing, not these super highs or
Right.
these super lows, but it also goes into your parent. Like, are your parents super high people? Or are they super low
Yeah.
people? Or are they consistent with you all the way through and like
Mm-hmm.
helping you and teaching you and not maybe pushing you in directions that one you don't even want to go down?
Yeah.
Because some of these poor kids maybe are still playing sports they don't want to play for 3 or 4
Yeah.
years. They just don't want to disappoint their parents.
Yeah, for sure. And like there are people that come in here sometimes. I've had people come in here with like 8-year-olds, and the parents are lovely, and they're like, oh yeah, we just want them to have fun, and like yeah, we want them to learn the proper fundamentals, but we just play games the whole time. It's great.
Yeah.
And then I've had parents come in here with like 8-year-olds, and they're like, so how was the recruiting process? And we want to get, and I'm like, let's probably not think about that right now. Like,
The recruiting process, your kid is 8 years
yeah,
old. It's illegal to be recruited right now.
right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. What in the
So,
world? Parents, that's like the baseball world right there.
yeah.
You see,
It
you
always
see, like,
leaves me like a little bit like caught off guard. I'm like, I never really know quite what to say to that.
yeah, you being serious right now? Or are you joking with me about
Right.
your kid being recruited? Like, they're in third
Yeah.
grade. What is happening?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
make them have fun.
man. That yeah. Is
I
that
do
is that
think
one?
though, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is that one thing that you would say back to your high school or even like your college self, like even when you're playing, is like, hey, like let it rip and just go have some fun?
Yeah, 100%. I was just about to say when I interrupted you that like my parents were never my parents were very consistent and supportive whether I did really good or really bad. but I was not very nice to myself when I did bad. So I think yeah, you learn it from your parents a little bit, and certainly they can make it worse or better, but like, it's still up to the individual, I think. And like, I did not handle it well at all. I was not very gracious with myself. And I think looking back, I think that held me back a lot from playing my best golf because I put so much pressure on myself to perform that there were times that I was like, I can't do this anymore. I want to quit this. This is not even enjoyable, you know?
I never got to that point of like wanting to quit, but I remember being at shortstop many baseball games and being like, I can't mess up. I can't mess up. I can't mess up. And like, at the end of the day, I did
Yeah.
anyways. Like I did anyways, and people are still there. People are still rooting for you. And guess what? At the end of the day, like those people, we still joke about those mistakes. We still cut up
Yeah.
about those mistakes, but we also talk about the good and the bad. And so like
Yeah. I think like,
the bad is going to happen. So you get to pick how are you going to react to this?
yeah, for sure. I think I wish I would have looked back at that stuff as more of like a, what can I learn from it? And not just like a beat myself up. You're so horrible at this kind of thing. There's a video of me when I'm like 13. Yeah. No, I guess I was 16. But my friend sent it to me. It was like 9 years since she took this video of me ranting after a golf tournament. And I'm like, I used to think that every tournament was just a bad tournament, but maybe I just suck. It's like, I can't believe that was 9 years ago. But yeah, like I was very much that person to just be like, wow, I'm so bad at this. I shouldn't even try. And it's like, why
Which is
would you
crazy because on
expect
the
everything to go
outside,
perfect?
yeah, because on the outside looking in at that time, 99.9% of people looking at you to be like, no, she's flipping really, really good.
Yeah, I know. And then you convince yourself that you're like not good, and there's like, why? You know? I
The
actually,
fear of failure is very
yeah,
heavy.
yes, and it's so limiting when you play out of a fear of failure instead of just like looking at it as a learning process.
Well, how do you help your kiddos kind of get over like that fear right now?
Yeah, I think I usually give them like a little sheet of paper. It's like a little worksheet. It's like 4 questions that I want them to fill out after every tournament. So it's basically like, what was your goal for the tournament? Did you accomplish your goal? Why or why not? What was your best shot from the week? And like, what was 2 things you've learned this week? And so I guess I just try to steer them in the way of like replacing those negative thoughts with even just like more neutral thoughts. Like it doesn't even have to be like, you don't have to hit a terrible shot and be like, yeah, but the ball went really far and that's great. You know, it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to go from this super negative to super positive. Like you said, like we're just trying to stay in the middle. We're just trying to stay neutral. Like if you hit one 300 down the middle, cool.
Cool.
If you hit one,
Don't shank the next one.
exactly. Like it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah,
Cuz it's always about the next thing.
it is. Like you could
Always.
tee off, go 305 off the tee, have a nice chip. You're 10 feet from the hole, and if you four putt that thing, guess what? Those don't matter.
Yeah, at all. So, I guess I just try to tell people, I try to impress upon them that like it's the present moment. We're always trying to be in the present moment. And what happened before doesn't matter whether it was good or bad. And what's going to happen in the future doesn't matter because you can't control that yet.
You're so smart now.
I know. I learned so much through
All
all
right,
my
the last
failure.
thing as we're closing up, this is your chance. I'm trying this new. You're the first one that gets to do this.
Ooh, okay.
What is something that one in your field you wish people knew more about, and or that you're like, I need to talk about this to get it out in the public, like a rant almost.
There's probably a lot of things that I
Okay.
could rant about. But I guess just me being in the situation that I am, I would like people to know that really high level female golfers are better than 99% of your average male golfer. Or
Yeah,
100% of your average male golfer.
I'm
But
so
like,
glad. Look, I am so glad you say this because people don't know. Like, I've been on the course with you, and I've like seen you destroy some grown men on the golf course, and they have no idea what is happening to them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so glad
It's
you
it's
said that.
kind of it's amazing like the comments I still get and stuff. So like my our little like rate card is out front with like the different everyone's different lesson rates. So
Mhm.
there's three coaches here and I have the highest rate. And one guy came up to the counter the other day and he was like, "Wow, if I covered up the pictures, I wouldn't know which one was the girl." And I'm like, "What does that have to do with anything?"
What does that got to do with anything? The coach is
Yeah.
there to get you better. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah. And then like sometimes
Like there's
I
so
don't
oh my
know.
gosh, all that drives
People
me
are
nuts.
like, "Wow, do you play from the men's tees?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's not about, there's no men's, women's tees. There are different distances.
Yeah,
And however far you hit it is what determines what tee box you should play
you
from.
should be playing from. Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Cody, you'll crack up at this. I was in the gym the other day and this guy, I was doing like the Rory McIlroy strength workout on Whoop.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's like a portion, there's a superset where you do like dumbbell bench press and then you do chin ups. So I was doing dumbbell bench press and I was using like 32 and a halves. And then I was going to do my 5 chin ups and just kind of going back and forth. So I had my headphones on and whatever. And this guy, he's like, and so I took my headphones off and he was like, "Wow, you can do a chin up?" And I was like, "Yep." And he was like, "I bet you can even do a real push up too, not even a girl push up." And I was like, "Yes, I can do a freaking push up, man."
My gosh.
I was like, "What is going on right now?"
I get on to people so much about calling them girl push-ups. I'm like, there
Yeah.
that's no such thing. That's not a real thing. That's
Yeah.
not a real thing. It's a different version of a push-up of where your skill level is and
Yeah.
where your strength is. Because trust me, I could go down to my knees and do girl push-ups. I probably couldn't do 50 of them
Yeah.
because those things are so isolating of like the
Mm-hmm.
chest and the delts and the triceps of
Yeah.
actually doing the correct form and
Right.
building the reps in that I'm like, how is this a girl push-up? Like this is harder sometimes than the regular push-up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Man,
That's my rant is
I could go on that with you
women are
because I'm like,
great.
there's so many more high-level female coaches getting into quote unquote male sports like football
Yeah.
and that type of stuff. Like they're really good coaches at like Exos and some of these higher private clinics that are
Mm-hmm.
getting these guys ready for like the combine or getting them ready for their NFL offseason training. And
Yeah.
so that's just so dumb. Someone would come up to a chart, cover it up, and be like, "Oh, I couldn't tell." I'm like, "Who cares? Like, if they're gonna
Yeah.
get you better, like,
Yeah.
let them go get you better."
Yeah. It doesn't that one really caught me off guard because I was like, am I supposed to be charging less because
Because
I'm
I'm a
a
female.
female?
Like, what
Like,
has
I
that got to
don't.
do with anything?
Yeah, but yeah,
Gosh.
that's my rant for the day.
Well, Alden, I'm proud of you, girl. I'm proud, proud,
Thank
proud
you.
of you. Where can people find you on social or anything like that, or your business?
The business Instagram and Facebook is Hal Sutton Golf, and my personal one is Alden the Athlete on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and all of the things. It's
Is
Alden the
TikTok
Athlete.
worth it?
No,
No.
I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
I get more views on TikTok, but TikTok's kind of a free for all.
Is
It's
it?
kind of weird. Yeah, it's like people are a lot more negative on TikTok than on
See,
other
that's the
platforms.
one I haven't gotten into. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I
Yeah,
want to do another one.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stay off then.
That's probably a good idea.
All right, girl. I appreciate you.
All right, thanks, Cody.
All right, Alden.
Bye.